My name is Anne Griesel, and I'm the project manager for the biology IT team here at Iowa State. And we work on the platform called Luggage that we've deemed that name. It's essentially a set of features that we've developed for academic use that is based in Drupal. So I'm not going to go through the normal big slides today, but I wanted to give a brief intro if those that are joining us are new to joining. So today we're going to talk about the Statistic cards that are a new form of card that you can add to your websites. And we are also going to talk about the video cards, which are a new type of card that you can add to your website. We are looking today at a site that is staged and really close to launch. So that is what we're going to be looking at today. And then there is even a third new type of content card that we can talk about. And I'll show that to you at the end. It'll be a little surprise at the end. So first, let's talk about the statistics cards. We refer to the blocks of content that you might see on a landing page or a home page as content cards. So if you hear me say the word card, content card, that's what I'm referring to. Tend not to use the word block, but if I do, I'm referring to the sections of the card, of the home page that you can visually see when you're on that particular landing page. You can see an example of the statistic content card here down in the lower part of this landing page. It appears on this page above the footer. That's generally a place where we have seen this type of content card be used. However, if you would like it placed in a different area of your homepage or landing page, that is something that we could do. In order to use these cards, to get started, you'd need to provide us the information that you would like in the particular content card statistics, and we would add those to the website for you. We'd show you a preview of what that homepage or landing page would look like with the new statistic content card, and then upon approval, we would add it. After adding the statistic cards to your website, then you will be able to edit those and change them as you need to. So you won't have to rely on us to do that. When you hover over the information, you'll see a very small little gear that appears in the upper right. So if we go here, I was going to try and increase the size of my screen, but hopefully it's big enough. So if we select the little gear, you'll be able to see that you have the ability to edit the card. Since I'm logged in as an administrator, I also have a configure block. You would not see that. You will only see the edit card, so it should make it very easy to know which button to click there. Select the edit card. Upon doing that, you have the ability to change some of the fields here to edit the content. A lot of these fields you are familiar with because you have probably edited content cards in the past. I will note that we do have a content card tutorial that's available on luggagedocs.info, and you'd be able to see a little bit more information about each of the fields that usually appear on all of our content cards. And I think we just put that in the chat. Thank you, John. The new items that we're talking about today probably are not in those tutorials yet because they are so new, but they will be soon. And so you'll be able to find specifics about the stat content card, for example, pretty soon. So what is the label? The label is what is used on the back end. So I'd like to refer to the idea that you can think of your developers here. So when you add a label, think of us and our backend, and think of the fact that we have a whole list of these cards to look at. And if I was on the phone with you and going to try and help you, you want to name it something that we would understand what it was. So in this case, this is on the home page. So calling the item home stat is very helpful because we refer to these cards as specific names like stat. And faculty and staff tells us it's the faculty and staff stat card on the home page. If you change the concept, content, idea of this particular card, then please change the label to recognize that. That's all that we ask. Generally, it can stay the same if your content stays the same. You have the ability to choose an icon here, and I'm wondering if our developer might be able to put a link to the Font Awesome library, and I believe it's the 4.7 version specifically in chat. But there are a lot of icons that we can use in this section. So if there is one that you do not see here and you would like to use, you can contact us and we could add it for your site. So there is a website out there and it is called Font Awesome. Maybe I can navigate to that really quick so that you can see, oops, there we go. And I would like to look at the icons. Okay, there we go. I'll go ahead and put this, there we go. It's, I think, in chat right now. You'll see a very large list of icons, and you can do a search to find these icons. If I was going to search for, let's say, I'll just do user. You can see that there's various icons that will pop up that have to do with the search. And you can provide us this little information here. So whatever it's called, and then we'll be able to add it for you. So for example, if you like the user circle, then user-circle- I believe it is actually O, a lowercase o, then that's all we need, and we'd be able to add it for you. So, all right, that's something different. So now we're going to go ahead and select our icon and choose the title. So the title is think of title as the largest sized text that will appear within the card. I think that's the best way to think of title when you're looking at content cards. That's pretty much the most consistent way to think about that field across the different kinds of content cards that we have. So it's going to be the largest size text. So in this case, the actual statistic or the number that you're promoting. The caption underneath is what will be the smaller text explaining what the statistic is. So you could put that in the caption. There is additionally the ability to add a button which would appear underneath that statistic and text. So you could say something like read more and make a link to a specific page. For example, I will just go ahead and link to Iowa State. Since we are on preview and we're not on the live site, I'm going to go ahead and save this so that you could see what a little button would look like, and I will remove it after. So when you look at the statistic, you will now see that there is a button that has appeared underneath the statistic, the caption, and then the button. So you have icon, statistic, which is the title, the caption, and the button. If I click on the button, I'll open in a new tab. It takes me to the Iowa State University homepage, which was the URL that I put into that statistic card. Now, if I go to edit the card again, I can remove the button and save. Now the button is removed. And all of these cards can be edited in the same way. So when you hover over into the right corner, you'll be able to edit the card with the gear and edit that particular statistic card. Are there any questions in regards to this new content card option? Don't be shy. Okay. So next, we have a video content card that we've created. We've had folks like yourselves come to us several times asking for the ability to put a video on the homepage, and now we've made that easier for you to do. So our front-end developer has done some amazing work into code another type of content card for you. When you select the gear in the right corner, you'll be able to edit this content card, and the same rules apply where if you would like one of these, it's best to send us the video that you'd like to have placed there in the region of your landing page. We will place the content card for you, and then you'll be able to edit it after that. And so you'll be able to add video change the video very easily to what you would like it to be. So we'll go ahead and select edit. And here we will see the fields for a specific category if you want. I think we might be pulling in a specific video here actually, but it'd work very similar. So you will put in and by that I mean a content type of video. And so we might be pulling in the latest video, for example. But you will go ahead and place the URL to your YouTube or Vimeo video into this video URL field, and then you'll be able to save the content card. And when you do that, you'll be able to see the video automatically appear in this space. So that again is a very easy way, it's an easy way to edit the video, and so you'd be able to have a video that you want on the homepage. And again, in this case, we can do things like automatically show the most recent video that's been uploaded. So that's a different kind of thing, but that's another kind of block or card that we could add for you. Are there any questions about video? No? Okay. Next, I know they're working on this, but we just had a brand new content card created, and it is called the Adventure Hero, I think. This is the option where our front-end developer has created some styling around the caption for the hero that reflects the university marketing adventure campaign with the adventure arrow and some content. The great part about this is that what you see here, this red and the arrow and text and the button are all real text and real content that if someone using an accessibility sort of device to view the website, that text is going to be legible and readable. So that in that case, folks will be able to see and experience the caption as somebody visually. So that's a great part about it. Let's see. This is a website that's currently on live, so I don't want to jump in here and do any editing, but I wanted to show you that this is available. And when you do go to edit the Adventure Hero, you're going to see fields very similar to what we just saw, where you'll see a title field, the caption fields or description fields, and the ability to place a button if you want. But you don't have to have a button there if you don't want. So that's what the adventure card looks like. This particular hero is spanning the entire width of the screen or the monitor that you're viewing the site on, which is really what folks view as technically called a hero. However, we are able to place this type of card into the region that limits the width of it to the width of the content space on the page. So as you scroll down, you can see that there's kind of a start and stop point for the content that's on your landing page. And a banner like this is, we do have the ability to place into a region that starts and stops where your content starts and stops instead of the full width. So that is also an option if you're interested in looking at that. Additionally, just to note, the icons that you can choose from are actually considered a font, really. What that means is that they can be sized and scaled, and they can not lose their resolution with that. So these icons are something that have been created and are essentially, you can think of as part of a font library or like font characters, for example. So they're not actually little components that we've designed or anything. We're using the Font Awesome kit here, and that is something that the theme team has discussed, and it's an option that has been used in regards to the new ISU theme for various icons and things. So that's what that is. If there aren't any questions, I would just like to note that I went ahead and put in a little save the date for our next webinar. So our next webinar will be on March 7th at 10 o'clock. It is the first Thursday of every month. I have noticed, and I am aware that I'm very late at getting these meeting invites out. So I really appreciate you coming and being here. And I wanted to be able to have folks get it on their calendar for the next one. So March 7th, 2019 will be our next webinar. And so please save that date. I will be updating with the next concept or little presentation fairly soon. And I believe that we might be talking about the analytics a little bit more, and maybe specifically the reports again. So I think that's on deck for the next one. I've also spoken with Cindy Wiley, who is our new accessibility coordinator, and she has agreed to do a webinar with us as well. So she will be coming in to do a webinar in the future. And I believe that that'll be down the line in a few months once she's kind of gotten a little more settled and things are moving there. So she will also be joining us in these webinars, so that, or in at least another one or two that are coming up at later dates. So please pay attention for that. And that's all I have for today. So that was a happy little short coffee break, and I hope it was joyful and gave you something fun to look forward to or think about in regards to your websites. If you have any questions for us, please let me know, and you can email us at websupport@iastate.edu. Thank you. Have a great day.